Jet, and all these other fellows who dabbled in Egyptology. The next closest to that in terms of age that is being used of the three religions that play a part in our thinking process would be that of the Hebrews, or Yehuda, or Judah, or Jehovah. Any way you want to call it is okay with me. I am not worried about semantics today. That would be about the best. This is the year 5000 and odd of the Hebrew calendar. That would include from the time of the mythical Adam and Eve. And that we could tell you why we don't need to deal with that, because Adam and Eve are concepts that came out the Hebrew Torah from the Hebrew Sanhedrin, that is the educational center of the Hebrews. And that did not open its doors until about 700 before the Common Era, attributed to an African called Moses, because you said that Moses was born in the city of Goshen in Egypt around the time Tutankhamun was on the throne at that time. Akhenaten had already died about 50 years before Moses was supposed to be born. So we don't even have to worry him about time, because that is the 18th dynasty. Yesterday in history, comparatively speaking. Because Abraham himself did not bring any theories to Judaism. The superstar of Judaism is Moses. He's the theoretician that is going to give most of the basic things. Forget about Genesis, because Genesis was the last book in the Hebrew Bible, though it's the first book listed. They had 4 books, and Rabbi Agrippa and Rabbi Hillel argued the point that how we are going to have an Exodus, we leave in some place and we didn't get here yet. So he added a book called Genesis, beginning. Okay. The second book in terms of this, in the timeline, would be Christianity, coming at approximately 1992 years ago, minus 4. Because the Christians forget to put the 4 years that Justinian dropped when he had the Ethiopian Etba to reform the calendar so that it would drop in the proper Jubilee year. They had to chop out 4 years. So sorry for you. Instead of Jesus being 33, he's in fact 37. So, but I know that's going to mess up the Masonic brothers. You will not have 33 degrees anymore. You will have to add 4 more to make it 37. And now you'll have a lot of trouble with St. John's Day or any other such days. That will take care of that. Islam, the youngest of the 3, those 3. Christianity, Judaism, Christianity, Islam. Islam is the baby of the 3 in terms of years. You see, we talk a lot and we wishfully want things to be what we want it to be, and we make it that way. Because we seem to forget that Muhammad, M-O-H-A-M-E-T, not M-A-D, no M-E-D. Muhammad ibn Abdullah, the grandson of an Ethiopian woman, member of the Chorus people, a tribe as some people prefer to say. It was not until 622 of the Christian calendar, Christian year, that he challenged the religion in Mecca. Driven out of Mecca with his 3 companions, Haksat, Kobad ibn Rabad, otherwise called Bilal, Umar the Great, and Abu Bakr, they fled to the outside of the city of Medina, northwest of Mecca, where there at the oasis of Yathrib established the religion they call Islam. But that is the chronological order in which these religions or theosophical concept or way of life, you call it anything you want in semantics, it doesn't matter to me, as long as it means what we mean. Let us then look at the fundamental principle that started all of them. First of all, you must have people. The concept of people before you have religion. Religion, people are more important than God. Without people, you don't have God. Nobody to tell you there's a God. It's people that told everybody there's a God. You haven't met a God that told you there are people. All our concepts dealing with the deity come from a man or a woman. There was one time that women wrote. In Egypt, women also wrote. In Judaism and Christianity and Islam, women aren't in that position to be writing nothing. Sometimes up to now, in Islam, women can't preach. In most of Christianity, women can't preach. And definitely, in most of Judaism, women can't preach. We didn't have that problem along the Nile. There was the priest and the priestess. The Africans always know where he came from. He realized that he didn't come out of a man's rib cage, that he came out of a vagina, came down through the vagina, all the way back up in from a womb down to a vagina. And of course, the placenta played a major role of his heaven. He didn't look up in the air for heaven. He knew where heaven was. He came out and he went back. Now, these are the realities. The reality I'm speaking about is the reality in which the Africans said that God Kunum made man on his potter's wheel out of clay. As a matter of fact, when you go to Egypt, you go to the temple of Kunum at a place called Esna in southern Egypt. It is in bad repair now, but since you're not going to see the Kunum drawing, you're going to see just 4 empty walls. I don't waste time to go there anymore. But I go to a place called Angelica Island. They now call it Philae Island. And there you will see the temple of Aset, or Isis. And at the Mamisi, the birth house, on the wall you will see God Kunum making man and woman on his potter's wheel out of clay, which was copied later by the Jews, except the potter's wheel. Jehovah is going to steal the whole thing and left out the potter's wheel. Not even a good thief. He forgot the wheel and kept only the clay and something. That's why his people are messing up all the time. Because they missed the way they should have been made with the potter's wheel. Of course, God, Ptah, is the God in charge of making gods. Kunum made man with 2 spirits. See, when Jehovah, Jesus and Allah was taking over the daddy's work, poor fellows didn't write down the thing correctly, because they forgot that man has 2 spirits, 2 souls, according to the first teaching. The heart soul, which stays with the body, or the cat, the heart soul being the cat. That, when the man died, it stood with his soul according to the ancient teaching. But his body, the spirit soul, the mind, intelligence, went on to the next world to pursue goddess Ma'at, justice, the African woman. Always justice, goodness, everything that it makes for a peaceful relation is symbolized by the goddess, the woman. That is right. I mean, it should be that. Some fellows don't understand that came from woman. They thought they come from man, but that's all right. That's why they still got the rumor going. I made a baby last night. When you made a baby last night? He passed a baby. Your scrotum don't have no babies. It got some sperm, and some of the sperms are sick. You all can't make, some of you can't make nothing. So I don't know what you're talking about. Babies are made in women only, not even homosexual male. They're trying, but they haven't been successful, even with the operation. Now let's get it straight. We need to get things very clear before we leave. Now,